All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. I had to get in where I could fit in, you all. Had to get in where I could fit in. So hopefully everybody got in. Happy Motivational Monday with me, Dr. Felicia and Hill. Okay, I'm like, y'all, I set it all up all good, and lo and behold, this is what happens. I wind up taking and it just would not pop up for me. So I know different ones was clicking on to the other link. So I'm about to put this in again, and it's okay. It's a trying of the patience. Yes, yes, yes. Somebody made it in. Did y'all see? I think I set it all up all nice ahead of time. This is the reason why a lot of times I just do it on the whim because it doesn't always come in. So somebody's in. It's good to see that somebody tuned in. To please can you greet if you don't mind. And I will have to announce this on Facebook as well. I had everything all set up and just had to pull in where, get in where I could fit in, as they say. And yes, if this is something that, oh my goodness, if you all are doing this, coming before a live and you got a tight schedule, yes, this could bring about frustration, some anxiety, a little madness, but I see different ones tuned in anyway. So thank you all so much. As you all see, I had things set up. Please like and share, subscribe. I just knew I had to get in there because I'm like, wait a minute, what happened to my whole setup here? So these computers, they do what they want to do when they want to do it. And that's all right, just as long as I know I'm here. And so it is a blessing to see different ones. Please send your greet if you're able, if you're not driving or busy working. If you can send a greet in the chat. But if you can't, then I do understand. I'm just so thankful that I was able to make it before you all. Yes, this has been another week. Oh my goodness. Did y'all have a full week too? I mean, the weather was nice. I had to give it to them. We got rain the last 2 days here. And of course, it's to be expected because it's springtime. So I'm going to give a few more other people time enough to chime in, y'all, because I know if they pressed on that link and then I had it in for Facebook, which also means Instagram as well, I believe. And so y'all bear with me just for a few seconds. And I'm going to make sure that my Facebook people knew because I didn't get, well, then again, hold on. I might get a chance to share this. Let me see. Can I try this? I'm going to share the link again here. Give me one moment, you all, and see what I say. Um, Here. This is my first time doing this, you all. So I'm learning a little something, something. Bear with me for a few moments and I'm almost done. Okay. Yeah, it's not going to get me down and out, y'all. It takes a little bit more than a glitch in the computer to do that to me. So our praises be to God for that. Did it click me out? Did it link in? No, it did not, y'all. I'm coming back to y'all. Okay, bear with me for a little bit. I'm gonna do it again. Just gonna put the link there again. And yes. And we're gonna send this. I'm almost done, you all. I'll put in there. Almost done, you all. I just have refused to be defeated by it this time. That's all. And he want me to put in there. Oh, really? It's doing this thing. It is doing this thing, y'all. It's doing this crazy thing, but it's okay. We're not going to watch this. Bam. Y'all get it. Tell me I wasn't motivated today. Tell me I was not motivated. All righty, I got it. Coming back to y'all right now. I did it, y'all. I did it, did it. Y'all be so proud of me. I did it. I did it. Yes, y'all. No wraps, y'all. See all the nice shiny forehead today. I thought, well, for one, it was hot. It got really nice and hot this week, so had to take off the wraps, had to take off the heads, and yes, this is all me, all that black hair. This is me, y'all. This is me. And so, okay, I'm going to fess up. Man, one of my big brothers, they kind of cased on me a bit, just a little bit. He meant that I love. He said, I don't know how y'all look. You always got it wrapped up. Can I say? You always got it. Oh, just in case there's newcomers tuning in and y'all don't know that I'm down to earth like this. Oh, well, here you go. I am. So you always got it wrapped up. You never see your, I don't know what your head look like. See, I got real people like that talk. I said, huh? What? I said, just because you don't see me every day. They live all the way out there in California, traveling back and forth to Nigeria. So shout out to my brothers and sisters that's working all over the world and that have been building things and making good things happen. That's what I want to say, because it is not easy. However, when you have the right heart and you connect with the right people, I know that it can be done. And so I just wanted to share that to kind of lighten the load. So just in case y'all had a heavy day, I chose this time of the day because I know morning time already happened. Noonday, you had your break. Some people that work first shift was already off on work. And I'm like, okay, it's time to motivate, because I know you're in your second half of the day, no matter where you are, except for if you're out the country. You're in your second part of the day. Okay. Or you just got finished with your first part of the day. So I'm just thankful. Thank you all so much for liking and sharing. Please don't forget to subscribe for free. It's no charge, you all. So I just want to get started because I know it's a lot going on. I have to be careful. Yes, I do, about not speaking concerning all of the new things that's been revealed. So this is the reason why I choose to motivate our people, because this is what's going to happen. We're all going to need it, you all. It's so much going on that I don't think I have to say, because oh my goodness, uh, the whole conspiracy and the whole battle against people that are woke, that are conscious, that are informative, that are seers, and that do research is there's a great attack, especially here on the internet, concerning that. And this is the reason why I said I could never fall in love with the internet. Yes, it is a beautiful thing to be able to connect to people all over the world. However, you all, we can't idle. We cannot make an idol out of that was originally created to not just to expose and to allow us to connect like the telephone did, but it's been created in order to open up the eyes and draw us into this web. And I shared that, I believe, part of that for my last Wellness Wednesday. If you all go back and check and click on that and see it from last week, then you'd see that I shared some of that. So I just wanted to just start off and let you all know that yes, this is something that I realize that I have to do in order to know that I'm making my bit of connection where I can, not just here at home, but all over. My prayers go out for those who are in the Middle East that have that's been majorly affected by the flood. We have a lot of our so-called spiritual leaders, and different ones that, just like when it happened in Katrina, they put the twist on it. Well, God wasn't pleased because of witchcraft and all these other things that was taking place there in the Louisiana area. However, It does not change the fact that many people will be affected by these catastrophes and that happens regardless of whether or not you believe it's because people have been cursed or because God was not pleased and he allowed these things to happen. You all, there's so much going on here. None of us, and I've been saying this from day one, none of us is none of us are out of the woodworks. Can I use that term? That's one. It's on the older end. None of us are out of the woodworks of anything that's devastating happen. No matter where you go around this world, we see what's done happen in Dubai. That's a vision. I'm just going to be honest. I saw that vision a while ago while having friends and different ones that were meant very well by inviting me out to be able to come there. And the same for parts of Kenya. I've had invites. At least I didn't learn that until the end of last year. Thanks to the sister that was being honest about her when my daughter passed, sending the invitation for me to come out there, but that was hidden from me. And she also sent the large donation, and I had no knowledge of it until the end of last year. But nevertheless, the one thing that I can always be thankful for, that I would like to encourage you all and motivate you all to always do, if you don't believe in the power of prayer or the power in thinking and really trying to prep your mind for not just getting excited about trying to do new things and doing and going different places, you always ask, if it be your will, Father, if it be your will. And I can honestly say that even though it hurt at the time when I was hearing about so much information that was being um, kept from me, and it wasn't meant to be for a good reason. It was because unfortunately the spirit of selfishness and manipulation was taking place at the time in my life, and it was okay because I'm okay with it now because I realized that that was God's way of protecting me from having to be out of the country and being other places with the wrong people, unfortunately, and being taken even more advantage of in a lot of ways. And that would have been a horrendous thing for me to have to be out the country so far away from my family, friends, and loved ones, even though I believe that with the spirit that I've been blessed to have, that the way would have most definitely been made for me to be able to get to be in the safe zones just like it is now. And you have to believe that in your life, but you also have to most definitely make sure that you all remember to always pray, to ask God to lead and guide you and to direct your path, and to always help and give you, even if you missed it in the beginning, the spirit of discernment to know who you should walk with and who you should not, no matter how glamorous, no matter how great it may seem and look. And I'm speaking to those of you all who have some of those opportunities still. A prayer of having that spiritual, that eyesight. Some of y'all like to call it the third eye. Call it what you will, but listen to it. Just listen to it. I often say it all the time. Everything that's coming before these platforms is not what it looks like and what it appears to be, because of the great deception and manipulation of playing with videos and pictures and everything can do. Even when you have comrades, people can be paid to do anything today on this internet. And I fully understand that it's the greatest manipulator. It's the greatest manipulator out of them all. That's why I call it the web. Because it draw you in, and it's nothing like you just being you and I, where we're just talking to each other. And you see, I mean, I don't have all these fancy backdrops. I'm just voila, down to earth me, Felicia Ann Hill, just coming before you all talking. I don't have all those glitz and glams, and yes, most of the hard work that I do, but necessary work that I do in the community and for others, that is between us and them for the most part. I know we live in time with so much crookedness that's going on. And I have to say this, and I'm going to dive right into our motivation and what keeps me motivated, and prayerfully what will keep you motivated to get through the rest of the week. You all, please don't forget to like, if unless you're just tuning in just to see what's going on. You don't like it, you hear, then that's fine. No forcing. But if you could make sure that you hit the like button, that would be great. So therefore, I'm like, man, this this is what it's going to boil down to. I already see, as one that's been a counselor for almost 30 years now, since I was 15, God's will, and He be gracious and merciful to me. Come next month, this time next month, I will see another born day on this earth. And that would mark almost 30 years that I've been counseling, mentoring, and coaching youth and people as old as to the age of 100. And I say it with a smile on my face, not because I've been teaching them so much, even though, yes, they say, oh, you got so much wisdom, you this, and that. No, it's because of what I've learned. It is. Now, that part is selfish, a little selfish. It's because of what I've learned from you all that has really helped me to be able to, I believe, stand with them against the storm, especially within since COVID, that I have gone through trying to do the right thing, clearly with the wrong individuals at the time, but in some ways the right ones, because I had to really think about that thing. It made me to know that we live in a time that it doesn't matter how much good you do, and it doesn't matter how good of a person that you try to be, or your history of doing right by people. You always got that enemy or that one person that's going to come along that is so surprised by your heart and the goodwill that's in you, because of their motives was always wrapped into money, or just into fame, or just been heard, and not truly for the servitude of the people. And where when when you have it the way God has given it to me, and the way my parents and my grandparents passed it down to me, it does. Um, it's a lonely space. You put it to it like this. It's a lonely place. I'm not going to glamorize that up for you. It's a lonely place, because then you find out that you are one of a kind. You really truly find out that even with doing a good work in ministry and counseling and helping people, that the motives in the heart it will vary. And I found that out, and I've shared this before, but maybe there's someone that's tuning in now that don't know, that may tune in later. So I have to say it. I found this out at the age of 19, working as a certified nurse assistant, graduating fresh out of where I'd already taken college courses while in my junior year and senior year, in the health field and health occupational nursing. But then, so that put me in a position where I could come straight out of high school, graduating with my degrees and certificates, and able to work in the different nursing capacities and health field capacities, because God bless, where my teacher, which she was military, Henry Lula. Can I call her name? I don't know if she still alive. I have to check with some of my old schoolmates. But yeah, she taught us a really raw way of health and wellness, because of what she had gone through. And she was rough, she was tough. But what we found is that everything that she was telling us, yes, it was really, really helpful, but they wasn't practicing it in the nursing homes and the living centers and the hospitals where I had been trained. I had been trained in St. Mary's Hospital here in East St. Louis, where they treated mostly gunshot victims, were known for being a trauma hospital. Some of y'all don't know it. You can look it up, see the history, but it's also one of the oldest hospitals that we have. And it didn't just cater to Black. All of it, St. Mary's have been here catering to all nationalities of people for years, if you don't know the history of that particular hospital. Nevertheless, I'm sharing with y'all, I saw firsthand the trauma, is what I'm saying. I saw firsthand what it was to have to really come out of yourself and not just be this little church girl that's going around passing out tracts because her mom and dad and aunties them said that this is what we got to do to draw people to the Lord. But no, that went into actually dealing with everyday people across the world from all different ages, all different backgrounds, and then having to see that, wow, our people are really truly sick, but more so than just sick with an ailment for as diabetes and high blood pressure and cancer and all of these other different diseases. What I saw most, I'm gonna tell you what I saw most. I saw most of those who were suffering from depression, loneliness, family not being there for them. I saw so many of our elders that husbands or spouses had passed before them, whether they be younger or older. I saw so many of our people, which really broke my heart, how our people that seem like once our people, the few that do get a chance to go into the nursing homes, how hardly maybe one to none would get any visits. This is ranking from the ages of 60 on, get any visits from any family members. It's like they placed them there and just left them there. And so that's where my true ministry, what I believe really, really, truly started, was when I started to be able to sit down and not just talk and chat, but be able to pray with some of the ones that didn't mind me doing that with them, that could hear. And I could, oh my God, just the miraculousness of seeing that when you treat people with love and kindness, what it did to just lighten up their face, and how a lot of the vital signs were starting to get better. Now, this was without, there's a lot of them rejected their meds too. Yes, they did. They started to reject sound like that because they knew, they felt that God had sent me in their life at that appointed time to help them. So I'm saying all this to say that nothing has changed, y'all, since then. Nothing. Nothing has changed since then. That was in 1995, 1996. Okay? Y'all do the math. Nothing has changed. We are still in the same predicament, whether we're in a war, whether there's a flood, whether the matters of the heart, and us not suffering from not being motivated to do and be the best that we can be, no matter what life throws you, no matter how many punches, no matter how much it comes to throw you off track. You gotta be one that has to have the mind, no matter what, that I'm going to get back on track. I gotta pick myself back up. I got to. Now I'm not gonna lie, my extra motivation didn't come from preaching and teaching. Yes, yeah, I got a lot of good teaching, more teaching than preaching. I'll be honest, I got more good teaching than I got preaching. And I say that because I was able to understand better through being talked to, like I'm talking to you all now. And where my elder, his name was Elder Leon Smith, he would always tell us, look, it's going to come a time. He said, some of y'all may not make it, where they're going to have you all to have to take these marks, and you're going to go without food. And some of you all are going to live here to see famines. And I'm like, wow, y'all are going to see everything that Revelation in the Bible speaks of take place. Well, he's gone on now, not long ago. And I remember the service happened to shift because the pastor had come down and he had to get off talking about what was going on in everyday life. And he would say, look, don't ignore it. Put it on the shelf. Put it on the shelf so that you can remember what I told you all to do and how you got to stay strong in the midst of adversity. That you got to be able to push back the plate when necessary so you can see clear, so your mind can be clear, so that your soul, your spirit can be clear to be able to discern what's going on around you. And that doesn't mean so much so to the point to where you get weak in spirit. You get weak, so weak to where you can't function, where you can't see. See, that was something that I battled with. When I would get stressed, I wouldn't eat. I would do the opposite because it wouldn't sit well on my stomach. I know that some of y'all out there, you may be like that. I was. because my mind was racing. Now I'm wondering how things. I wasn't giving it to Jesus to fix it. I wasn't expecting Yeshua to do anything. I surely wasn't expecting Allah to come and rescue me on the mothership. I was not expecting anything. All I'm thinking is, what can I do to get us out of this rut? And it was because it was so much going on around me. Then having to go back and forth to the work, to the place, and seeing different people sick and shut in. And then constantly going throughout the neighborhood and seeing how many fatherless children that were there, how many people are drunks and alcoholics, and all these different things that was around me that led me to this point. So now it's not easy for me not to come before you all for a motivational on Monday, even if the computer is glitching. So I just want to say thank you all for tuning in. I really want to say thank you all for tuning in. I pray that your day is going well. So far, so good. If it's not, then you can make it better on purpose. You have the power to do that, just as I had to do the same. I'm like, look, no matter what, I'm going to get started on good foot. And of course, this is my season. It's my season. It's when I start to spring forward. I start to really, really get to this place where I'm like, it's time for a new birth. Nah, some of y'all think that means a baptism. No, that means it's time for a renewed mind, a renewed spirit. And you don't have to be born in this season to have it. All you got to do is want it. All you got to do is start looking up things instead of getting on the phone, y'all, and gossiping and talking about folks and all these other things, or even overly indulging in the work that you have to do because of fear of where this economy is going. Don't do that to yourself, no matter where this economy going. The number one thing that we're going to have, think about it, y'all. Think about it. We've already experienced it in little ways in our lives. Most of us is tuning in. You already have experienced trouble, turbulence, broken families, all these other issues. What is it that really keeps us pressing forward? That's tuned in today, and that's going to tune in later. Think about it. You think about what it is, why you're living. You think about your children. Some of you think about your grandchildren. Some of you think about, I haven't met all my goals yet. Some of us, we think about, I'm in competition with somebody. I told them that I would outlive them. We have many different reasons. Well, I can't, and now today, the big deal is that I thought I would never be my pet. Who gonna take care of my pets? Whatever your why is that keeps you pressing forward. Some say, well, I want to get married. Some say, I want to get married again. Some say, I want to finish my degree. I want to get, to this thing. I want to get this job. I want to make this my, whatever it is, just make sure that it's something that will make you a better person, a more healthy, a more stronger, a more loving, a more caring, but also a more discerning, meaning one that could see when it's time to shift and to see who it is that you need to shift with. Because there was a saying that I heard a bishop say. He used to say it in the closing of service. Because I need you, you need me, and we need one another. And I know it comes a time when some of us get really, really upset with each other. And we don't want to fool with each other. I know I have I'm not going to lie, outside I've always been called the nice one. And my sisters, if they was tuned in, they would tell you. They would say, because they were really tough and rough. And they'll let you know what to get on and get off quick. Real quick. Or they give you that look. They know how to give you that look to let you know, don't play. Don't play with me. But very caring hearts as well. They would say, she's the nice one. Y'all want to deal with my big sis because she's the nice one. But I learned that, and it took me a minute. It took me all the way up until now, you all. Now. Because it's one thing to dodge small bullets. It's one thing to to be in a covering and in a protective stage like I was, where you always had family or friends or a mate that was very protective over you, where you didn't have to deal with the world as much, except for when it was time to go to work or to do mundane things. But it's a whole nother different ball game when you spread out here and you be here with yourself, and now you're empty nester, and you don't have that particular mate or spouse over you that's overly protective, or that's always calling you every 5 seconds trying to wonder where you at, what you're doing, because they know that it's something special about you, and or they just want to know that you're safe. Well, I'm telling you now, y'all, appreciate that when you have it. Appreciate it. You have loved ones, you have mates, you have children that call and say they just want to check on you, see how you doing. Pick up the phone, text back, let them know you're doing well. I do it with my children all the time. How you doing, baby? Mama just checking on you. And now I got one, which is a baby girl. She always gonna call back because she always got something that's on her heart and on her mind. Yeah, always. And it's okay. Cause I embraced the fact that I became a mother when I became a mother. I'm sure that they probably won't consider me as the world's greatest mom. I'm gonna put that out there because some of the lessons I had to teach them was hard because I saw me in them. I saw the softness, the super softness in them. And I got a little fretful. Yes, I did. I got fretful. I said, "Oh Lord, this child gonna be taken advantage of if I don't teach them that everybody is not their friend." I saw it in my son. Oh Lord, they gonna beat my baby up. He handsome, he's cute, and oh, he's so friendly. He don't realize what's out here in this world. But God, that's when you have to depend on God. Because we can't hold their hands all the way through. They're in their 20s now and living their little life now. And I'm like, and I have one grandson, and I think the same with him because he's just as friendly. He's just as outgoing. I'm looking at this world and what's going on around us, like some of you all are. And if we don't be careful, you can get consumed into that. And before you know it, fear comes over us. Come on now, mothers, women that's tuned in, that y'all know what I'm talking about. You can get fretful, especially when you're not trusting in anything outside of self, because you know what you're limited. You see what you're working with. But when you take that into a whole nother spiritual realm to another divine place for those who are believers, now that's when now all fear can be cast away. And I believe that's the reason why so many choose to believe in a higher power or a God that's greater than them. Because if not, we lose our minds. We would be gone, like unfortunately those who said, "This is too much. Let me take my life." Because this world is not, it's not good to me. And that sends me to say my prayers and heart goes out to anyone that lost loved ones to suicide. Don't do it, y'all. I put it in my chat before this chat. Call in to 618-388-8100 via text, voice message before you get to that place, or you have children. I do coach and teach and counsel young people and couples, anyone that's feeling suicidal. I have a family member that prepped me for it, y'all. Even before going to school, college, ministry, or anything, I was prepped for it. And yes, I seen my mother do it for years. I seen my father. I seen my aunties, my uncles. I'm all always giving an encouraging word. So I can't take any credit for this. Some people say, "Oh, I got it from a preacher." Yeah, well, that's fine too. But see, I knew that I would have to do this someday because the test was just so great, and where I really did not know, and maybe some of you all have tried it and done it too, and you've seen it, but it was when my life shifted. I would say back in 2012, 20 going on 2013, and someone that was close to me. really challenged me. And they said something that was, I considered that was cold hearted at the time. They said, you're going to learn. This is what they said to me. They said, you're going to learn that everybody don't have your heart. He say that to me. And mind you, at this time now, this ain't no big deal, right? But at this time, I had been hit by a drunk driver. And the reason why the person said this to me is because at that time, my mother called me because she was concerned about, she'd heard a rumor that my nephew was playing basketball at the time, and my nephew, she'd heard that one of the inner city school teams was going to play, and they said that if they won, that they would start a fight, that they would beat up my nephew because he was one of the star players. And so my mother got a little frantic. She didn't go call on Jesus at the time. She called me because I was close to the school and I could get to her. And she said, could you please go get him? Go get him. And I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, wait a minute. And so that was one time. But then the next time I got called out to pick up some business cards because I started working with some legal services. And because I went ahead, I didn't say no when I should have. I was hit by the drunk driver while I was sitting at the light. And it shut my entire body down. I buckled. I had a bulging disc, and I was in college at the time taking night courses or business courses at the time at Lindenwood University. And by the time I jumped out to see, because it hit me so hard, I turned around to try to look to see what's the car damage. Mind you, I had a mind to take my children at that time with me. But thankfully, that father said, no, let him go ahead and stay here and you do that and come back so I can go somewhere. We had a family vehicle at the time. And I said, okay. I'll do that. So what was supposed to just to be a 30-minute trip, go pick up some business cards, go check on my nephew, and to come back, what was supposed to have been no less than an hour thing turned into me ending up in the hospital because while I'm sitting at the light, the drunk driver is going 60, smashed into the back of my vehicle, totaled it out. If my babies had been there, they would have been gone, no doubt about it. But nevertheless, God blessed me to be the day before. He said, pray over your body. Pray over your body. Whatever you do, pray over your body. And I'm thinking to myself, huh? Now, mind you, I wasn't born to prayer. As y'all know, I grew up church girl. So that was something that I wasn't really, found odd. But this time it was just how clear I heard it. And so I did. So I prayed on my head down to my toes. This is the reason why I'm going to encourage you all to pray. Even if you don't feel like you have a close relationship with God, still do it. What would it hurt? Nothing. And so I turned around and I was like, okay, I'm going to pray on my body. And then next day is when I got hit. And I thought I was good. Didn't realize I had suffered a slight concussion and didn't realize that I had a small bulging disc. I jumped out, and it was a black brother and his daughter that jumped out. I never forget it. They pulled over on the side of the road and they came and they said, are you okay? And right as I was getting ready to walk towards them to get out of the way of the vehicle, my whole body nervous system just shut down. And I had to fall to my knees. And so that's when they picked me up and said, man, we got to take you to the hospital. And I was like, oh no. All I'm thinking as a mom, and I'm going somewhere with this, you all. All I'm thinking as a mom is I got to get back to my babies. My husband got to go to work. I was like, I got to get to my babies. I have a special needs child and 3 others. So 4 children at home that relies on me. You can't take me into the hospital. A pitiful. I get there, they got the neck brace all over me. And I'm sitting up there and I'm like, oh, Father, no, not this. And so, granted, finally, somehow, my husband at the time was able to come, and his mind is gone. his mind is thinking, man, we just got this vehicle. And then at the same time, he's thinking, wow, how in the world? How did this happen? And so I wind up, I'm like, now I know I really got to get out of here, because at this time, layoffs is happening. All this tremendous stress that this world placed on you. And it's just so easy to get caught up in only thinking about your money, only thinking about the car, only thinking about, how I want to speak the next day, only thinking about, we got to get this business up and going. You realize none of that matters when your life is lingering in the palm of God's hand. None of that you can't do it no way. So you might as well take care of your mental health. You might as well be thinking about what it is that God really placed you down here to do. You might as well. And so I did. So I'm thinking, they're trying to tell me, well, we got this. I said, I can't take your pain medicine. It don't work. Mind you, I've already had birthed 4 children. And I've done it the natural way without epidurals. And so it wasn't nothing they could say to me at that point that would have made me say, yes, dope me up. Go ahead and dope me up with your painkillers. No. I said, no, you got something natural. I was right in that, right in a place where I was just not starting to learn more and more about the holistic way. And I was like, oh, okay, I can't do this. But bottom line is that I knew at this time my daughter had not broken from her severe sleeping disorder. It had just not been diagnosed with it. At the time, my husband at the time had already had sleep apnea himself. And so I'm the one that had to stay up, to be the one to have to be the watch guard over the home. I'm the one that had to be up all throughout the night for over 10 years straight, and maybe sleep once every 3 nights out the week. Ain't God good? And sometimes they would see the tiredness on my face when I was attending the church at that time. And I remember the beautiful mothers, and this is one of the reasons why to this day, you all, I said, appreciate your elders. I know we all have different experiences, but God sends somebody in your life to encourage you. You ain't telling me that ain't nobody never said nothing good to you, that nobody never prayed. I don't believe that. Maybe you just don't realize it. But if you're here today, you're watching, you're tuning in, somebody was praying for you. Somebody sent a positive energy and flow of spirit to you that gave you that extra push to move forward, whether you want to admit it or not. I'm admitting it for you. It was the mothers that the church, can I say it like that, at the church, that was like, baby, you good? You okay? You getting said, we see you look so tired. And I was like, oh, yes, ma'am. I'm doing good. You see, y'all hear the country come out. I was like, yes, ma'am. I'm doing okay. I'm just thankful to be alive. And I would tell them, and I'm just happy to be outside. So I think on these things just as you should, because all of us have come through something that was hard. It took me I'll say about 2 months to fully recover. 2 months. I had lost the ability to remember certain little words like that was, small words that I've always known. I was the geeky kid that was walking around in junior high school with a dictionary because I wanted to learn how to broaden my level of communication. Which was silly because none of the other children, the only ones that was coming to me was those in the honor society. Be like, how did you learn that word? And I'm like, it's in the dictionary. So you can only imagine, I'm only using that to say you can only imagine what they did to me when I realized that I'm forgetting words now as they're speaking to me. And now only that, the concussion had gotten so bad to where I had to drop those business classes because of the pressure was so heavy on my head. And I guess I had gotten so used to pain to the point to where I didn't realize I was crying in my literature class. It if it had not been for about 10 police officers that at the time was offered a raise if they had gotten their bachelor's degree, them being so observant and looking at me to say, hey, check on her, she's crying, I wouldn't have known, because it had numbed my ability to even feel tears dropping from my face. And I was so focused, trying to just stay focused on what I was seeing, to where I wasn't even paying attention to the tears that was flowing from my eyes because of the pressure of the bulging disc. And so I'm saying all that to say, now this is what led me into asking and really praying out to God, because I said, I cannot take care of my family this way. Father, I cannot take care of my family this way. My baby needs me. My husband at the time, he needs me. My other children need me. Other people need me. My sister at the time needed me. My nephews at the time needed me. And so I did. I said the prayer then. I said, Father, you bring me out of this. And mind you, it was just like me at this part. It's funny because maybe about a couple of weeks prior to, my husband at the time had just gotten me a t-shirt that said Superwoman. Go to show you how much I was doing, because he knew just how much pressure it was to do what I was doing, to stay up all throughout the night and try to keep all these stepladder children in order and make sure that he had his space when he came home. It was this persisted for 12 years. I'm saying all that to say that when, no matter what your adversity is on this Motivational Monday, if you look to God and you ask Him to heal you and to bring you out of a situation that you know is going to cause you to fail, to cause your family to crumble, He will answer that prayer. He'll show you, He'll send people. And at that time, He did. He sent my god brother that I just mentioned. Said, I don't know how your hair look. You always got to cover. I said, it's still black. It's still thick. He sent him to say, hey, let me counsel you here. Sent him to encourage me, keep coming to the Y. Get into the aerobics class so you can get your back strength up. Come do the water aerobics. So here I am in the water aerobics at the YMCA with all that chlorophyll. And I'm working out with all senior citizens from the ages of 60 to probably 100. And they all in white, black, and all. And I'm the only young woman, and they looking at me like, what's she doing up in here? But I didn't care. All I cared about was getting back up on my feet. I was still in I was right approaching into about 30 at that time. And I just knew that I was dependent, somebody was depending on me. And now that has broadened, as you can imagine. Now that I counsel and coach now for a living, and yes, the children are grown now. Yes, I'm one child short because of my daughter transitioning the year before last. And no, I don't have to stay up and get up all throughout the night anymore. Now I do that to study. Now I do that when I'm trying to plan to do some other things. And see, and so we have to learn how to appreciate this. I'm saying all this to say that we have to appreciate the milestones that God has brought us through already. And that you have been able to just have the mind to be able to get through. We can't accomplish nothing giving up. I'm just thankful. Hey there, Kush. It's good to see y'all. It's good to see y'all say that part. Yeah, I mean, it's hard, and that's just one of my most hardest tasks that I had to deal with and test. That was just one. But during that time in that season, that cost me a marriage too. It cost me a marriage. I believe there was a fear that I would not ever get back up and that I would never be able to get full force. Then listen to what I carefully said. I said, I believe that there was a fear that I would never be able to bounce back. So I've been through this already, y'all. That's what I'm saying. But God. See, when you're chosen, you know. Because see, you tune in to things like this, like Motivational Monday. This is not about bashing exes. It's not about calling people out. This is about encouraging you all that no matter what you go through, if your centermost strength lies within your Creator, it comes from above, there is nothing that can stop you. You most definitely going all the way up. That is why I do what I do. And so, yeah, now I'm at a place now where I just shake my head. I do. I shake my head like I'm 92 when somebody is trying to test and try me. Can you imagine? That's just one story, y'all. I got plenty of them. I got books on top of books that can encourage our women, especially, and our young women that's coming along. And yeah, there's some brothers that have respect for women, that doesn't believe in putting more pressure on women, because there's not a soul that has worked with me and been around me that don't know my story. But then this is too how you find out and how you learn who's for you and who's against you. Because whoever's for you ain't gonna never want to see you suffer more than what you already have. They'll only want to uplift you. They'll only want to make sure that you get your due credit for things that you've done to make a good difference in their life. That's how you'll know. I see that stuff flying around all the time out the social media. Know who you ain't. Some people see it to be the devil. And yeah, it's starting to become kind of a little redundant to me at this point. I'm like, okay, all of us that have lived long enough, we know everybody don't like you. We know that right now. I'm glad that I don't. I'll be honest. If y'all are partaking and got people around there, I pray. I pray to God, because that's all I can do, because I'm not around everybody that y'all are around. I pray that you all be able to get a separation from the focusing on, because that brings about anxiety and depression as well. Worried about who all don't like you. I know. I used to do it. People pleasers, they're always worried about who don't like them. So you can imagine that I can't even be married to no one. Or I can't even have a bestie that's always worried about who like them, because you cannot move forward in a healthy manner worried about who don't like you. Now, always keep your eye open now. Let me put that out there. Because some people, when they don't like you, yes, jealousy is cruel to the grave, as the Bible say. I do believe that. I've seen it firsthand. It will chop down every attempt that you make if you will have that too close to you. Been there, done that. It'll try to wipe out every good work you do, all out of jealousy, or all because others need you and they only want you for themselves. They only want you to be their slave. They only want you to be their friend. I've had it to happen to me. I remember years ago, not maybe I would say, yeah, it was back in 2013, when they saw that I had to go through my first house. I had to go through that separation to get from out of the mentally and physically and abusive relationship. They thought that, once again, it comes in different forms, you all. And this is a friend girl. It wasn't a guy at all. That didn't come until a little later. And he said, well, I need for you to be my number one. Now, mind you, they knew I had my 4 children. They knew I had special needs child. They knew how much of a duty that I had. But they were so self-consumed in themselves that they had the audacity, right as I'm telling them that, you know what, we just lost a cousin and I have to be here for my family. They had the audacity to call me and say, well, I need for you, I got to be first in your life, is what this sister told me. I can't come second. I can't come third. I got to come first. Let me lean back a little bit for this one, y'all. Greetings, Sister Dorothy. Look. Can I get a little cool with y'all on this one? Got to turn to my mama on this one. I look back like, I'm looking at that phone because you knew not to say this in my face. I said, God brightened my tongue. I said, didn't you just hear me say that I just lost a cousin and the family is in disarray? Yeah, but I still expected you to call me right back. I said, hmm. I said, sister girl, sister. I said, look here. I said, I pray God send you exactly what you want and what you desire. I said, I pray you find a better friend that can be there for you. Because I'm not that one. Because I got a list of responsibilities. I said, I have to be there for God, myself, and my children. Can I say it like that? Can I say it like old folks in the country said, and my children? I ain't got time to cater to a whole nother grown woman that's trying to demand my attention during time of crisis. I said, I really pray that the friendship that I've given you thus this far was helpful for you. And I really do want to see you take care of yourself and find what it is that you're looking for, but you can never come first in my life. I say, even in the midst of my prayers, you'll be down the list because I got so many that God has already placed before you. If I gotta stand in line, you gotta stand in line and wait for some things, some good things to manifest in our lives. Then who in the world do you think you are? And I told her, I said, because I ain't God. I'm not omniscient. I cannot be in one place in one time. And some of us, we have to say, I had to go through that and know the mind of that individual so that I could learn how to stand for something or fall for anything. And see, and when you think about it, this is the reason why we all have to stay motivated, because you're going to always have somebody pulling at you, trying to make you feel guilty about not being their God to them. Because that's what it is, that he's the only one that you can look to within the moment you open up your eyes and say, okay, thank you, Father, for waking me up. That's the only first person that I know. I'll be honest, the only first person. This is my belief system. Then maybe if you got to mate, you mate. And then if you have children and your children come in and want your attention. That's see, there's order to this thing. Some of y'all, you're so family, so close knit, and I think it's the most beautifulest thing. Y'all all love them in the bed, everybody in the bed. It is. It's a beautiful thing when they're little. With one got the foot in the mouth, the other one got the hand on the neck, and the other one got the hand wrapped all in, and everybody all just tangled all up because they're just that close knitted. Like my children to be. It took a while to get my sons and daughters them to pull them into their own beds because they were just so close and being so close to age. I'm like, oh my God. They just all just wrapped up on each other. Just, nothing funny. They was just, you can just tell by how wild they be. I'm like, I'm pulling and prying them apart to push them in their own space. Now, mind you, they went out the door by the time they hit 13, 14, 15. Because it started getting too big. I'm saying to say that's how close we need to be to God. In a time of adversity, in time of tests, in a time of trials, in a time of temptations, that's how we got to be. I learned that my test was, and maybe this is some of you all's. Hey, I'm going to get to you, Sister Dorman. I pray that this encouraged you too. That I know mine's was, yes, most definitely always wanting family around, to the point to where I had developed those ears that they say the mothers have, because in the auntie they had birthed 14 children, and I came along within that second half, the precise second half after the, let me see, I came along after the fourth. So I was there with the fifth child. And so I got a chance to see that because we live right next door to each other. That's how my family block was. I shared that before, some of you all before. That's how close knitted we all were. And I said that to say that that's what I was accustomed. So I noticed that she could play a Scrabble game. She could do all these different things. And I've told my great aunt this how I watched her. And nothing, you could hear the kids rumbling, everybody in and out the door. And it would be like nothing was facing her. That's how much of a queen she was. She is still to this day, where nothing was facing her. And we was like, don't auntie, she would give out orders while she's playing her boggle, her Scrabble, or her Monopoly. This could only be on the weekend, where we have a different, and you would think that she didn't know what was going on around her because she was so calm. And oh, wait a minute, now that was my card. Now that was my no, I won that one. And you can hear it on, and she'll say something one time, Jonathan, go up there and bring me my house shoes. Tiffany, go and grab me my Bible. She she had these orders going on even while she's focusing on winning this board game. And I just thought that was so amazing, just to sit back and see a woman with 14 children and a tons of nieces and nephews coming out, being able to stay focused. And then, y'all, she won 90% of the games. Because we're thinking that she's so distracted. Somebody is going to distract her enough to where she's going to lose. Well, this is one of the reasons why, once again, I'm inspired to still come before you all, because that's what I was blessed to grow up and to see. Was everything perfect? Absolutely not. Was that not chaos at times? Absolutely so. Did we have a lot of money? Absolutely not. But there was an order. I was taught a family that prays together stays together if you want to. Because now I know it goes beyond prayer. You got to you can believe that all you want to, but you got to put in the real work. And we would all gather around and we would pray. Mind you, to this day that I know of, none of them went to jail. None of them, all of them grew up. Perfect? No. But with the sense of family in them. And I watched that and I saw it. And I said, okay, what is it? I knew then as a child to ask, Father, what is it that you want me to learn from this? How is this going to help me later on in life? Well, I finally figured it out at almost 49 years young that it was teaching me that never break the foundation. Never allow tests and trials and distractions to make you forget what a solid foundation is. Never allow yourself to get into a place to where you're so distracted, to where you forget, because the moral of the story of watching her do that was that after she would wind up taking and winning her game, because they usually took about 20, 30 minutes. She said she didn't forget all of the orders that she gave out to everybody to do. And if you hadn't done it, it was going to be time for the switch to come off of those trees in the back, which, mind you, we had apple trees and peach trees and all these fruits. So it was always a good switch on them. And I know they call that abuse today. Whatever. It kept all of us out of trouble. And the whole line up. Didn't I tell you to do this and do that? And to this day, I believe we all were just so baffled. Because we knew she was into that game. How is it that she heard these bionics? She was tuning them out, but then had this bionic to remember everything that she told everybody to do. This is my grandmother's sister on my mother's side, Bernice Bass. She was the very one that I had to call when my firstborn daughter transitioned. Perfect? No one was perfect. Prayer warrior? Yes, she is. Embodies strength? Yes, she does. And always an encouragement to me. Always. And so I have to give back. Y'all hear me say that often. I have to give back some of that, because some of you all have followed me now long enough to see, you've seen how I've, thank you, Sister Deborah. Some of you all have seen, gotten a chance to see a few things unfold in my life within the last couple of years. And you wonder, I dare to take the credit and saying that it just came because I'm strong like that. I dare. And I know they put so much emphasis on that for us as Black women, quote unquote, Black women instead of regional Asiatic women. They put so much expectation for us, but nah. It came from watching that. I saw it. I saw strength embodied. I was blessed to see praying women that even in the midst of failing health, that just as my mother, she never gave up on believing in God. She never wavered in prayer. She never. To that day, I was told she was still in prayer. Now, am I going to do it the exact same way that they did? No. God birthed me and brought me from them in order for me to learn from their mistakes, to learn and to hold fast to the good traditions, to the good things that they've done. We have to rightly divide these things, you all. I see some people today, especially in my era, that 70 to 60, 70 babies, try to do the same thing while the world is changing and everything is going differently. And we trying to raise these children when you allow them to have the wide-eyed devil in the palm of their hand, the world in the palm of their hands. We expect them for their minds to be able to be focused like our minds was. It can't be. I didn't have a tablet in my face. I didn't have a cell phone in my face. Matter of fact, I didn't get a cell phone until I was in my mid-20s. Because I was already married with children by the age of 23. So I didn't have no need. I was stay at home, working at home for a mom for the next following 12 years. And then had to embrace being a single mom. And then had to deal with being married again 12, 13 years later. And then had to do it all over again. See, I've gone through those ranks of what has taken most of our women out, or as they say, have drawn or have caused most of our women to go cray cray. Can I say it like that? Some of our older people that don't know what cray cray means, now the crayon is mean crazy. But I still had my great aunt. I still had my mother up until her passing. I still had the mothers at the church still in my ear. Now I still have some of my Hebrew sisters. I still have now Muslim sisters. I have people all around me sending encouraging words. So don't give up. Don't give in. Keep pressing forward. And I'm just thankful that I'm able to be before you all today, to be able to just send out. I pray that something that I say help encourage and motivate you all, that whatever it is that your test is, whatever you see as your trial, whatever you see as your stumbling block. I'm hearing also cases, because y'all don't understand, some don't understand just how critical it is when we're going through these different phases where we're wondering where this world is going to go, what's going to happen to America, and all. That's heavy to, especially if you're a reader like I am, or you're around people and you're being placed at tables. I'm being placed at asked to come to meetings that I don't honestly feel like I'm qualified for, but clearly God thinks so, and others. And I mean that because I'm not particularly working in that particular field. And I'm like, okay, what do you, I know now what God is doing, how he's leading and guiding me. He said, because I need to confirm to you some things that I showed you some years ago. so that you know that you're not crazy. So I listen to the politicians. I listen to the plans that they're making. I listen to the rulers of this world to hear what's going on that puts me in this position to where, no, I can't do like some of these other white men and women come out here and blast all this stuff. And no, it's not a fear of being shut down. I don't have enough followers yet to even worry about YouTube paying me for anything. So I can't be, so I can say certain things I want to, but I just don't think that it's wise, because wisdom is knowing timing. It's not about fear, it's about knowing when. And so that's the reason why I say, okay, Father, when it's time, just like now, I never knew I would be before you all in this manner. But out of what Satan meant for evil for me, God worked it out for my good. And so I'm before you all. And so I know that means that this time around, for the information that I'm gathering, that's clearly going to be shown to you all, I'll be able to say, yep, this now you all know why I didn't move, why I didn't do what I do. You'll see it through the signs of the time and what's happening. Get whatever it is, you all. I don't know what everybody's situation is until you call in and we talk, we chat it up. But I can tell you right now, whatever, this is a warning, but it's also going to be, I'm encourage you to whatever you don't have right in your life right now, whatever that could throw you off. Don't hop and skip and run from it. Deal with it. Deal with it head on. Don't use your talents and your gifts to think that it's going to get you out of the chastisement and the punishment that's coming. That's not how it works, you all. That's what I just tell you. What happened with my auntie? We just knew everybody was getting by because she was focusing on her game. But no, she had timing. She said, look, I'm going to focus on this right here because this is a distressor for me. I see your kids clowning. But when I get finished, see, I believe that that's what the universe, that's what God does with us. He said, I see what you're doing. And some of them wasn't doing anything. Some of them just sitting back, they wasn't doing nothing. And that'll get you too. Not just sitting back being the pastor, just being an innocent bystander. But you see the nonsense and the foolishness is going on. You know who's been slick. You know who's doing this, that, and other and trying to get the other person in trouble. You know. Whatever that is in some of you all's life that's tuned in now and later, make sure that you wash your hands clean of it. This must be for somebody. Wash your hand clean of it. I just got my warning again. Like I haven't had enough warnings. Somebody said no, because I had to do some paperwork. And they said, ooh, whatever you do, I need you to get this right, that right, this right. Because what this person has done can backfire on you. I ain't gonna say no names, because it's not about that. You all are intelligent enough to get what I'm saying. They said, clean this up, get this together, get this together, and get this together. Because what this person has done, this is horrible. I said, okay. I said, tell me what to do. And I explained to them, well, I've already done this, that, and the other to make sure, because this was done before I met this person. And so I'm finding out things as the time go by. And it was just the fact that I'd known this person for a long time, and I knew they were expert in what they do. And they said, clear everything. And I said, yes, sir. But just imagine if I had came before y'all lying, like I don't accept money, like I haven't sold out nobody. If I came to y'all lying here on this World Wide Web, where stuff can be saved. Just imagine if I did that. I know some do it because I got hundreds of videos saved. That if the government wanted to try to seize us and say, well, right here, you don't realize it, but you broke the law by saying this, that. That's what this entrapment is on this World Wide Web. Well, right here, I saw where no, this is considered treason against the country. And you know because you worked for it. Some people, and we, especially us, that's come on now, y'all. The real talk. Can I keep it 1 million? Here's the downfall of acting so super spiritual and so religious. We actually think we can hide behind the Bible. We actually think you can hide behind Jesus. Yeshua. We actually think that you can hide behind a person that these people do not even believe in. It is, y'all, we gotta get it together because we're in there's so many that's in such a destitute place, and they're trying to run. It's almost like, can I use the term like roaches? The people that you ever been around somebody that had critters, and they sit there and they cut on light, and then you just see them scatter. That is what's happening all over the world right now. All of the leaders, all of the ones that was collecting the dividends, the only ones that still left trying to get it, are the ones that's desperate, that's got themselves in high debt. Hear me? And I don't want to see our brothers and sisters be that here today. I want you all to get it together because I know I have many that tune in from time to time. You have businesses, you have ministries, you have organizations that you are a part of. Clear it, because they're going to use whatever they can. And life has already thrown enough of us, enough hardship, then for us to have to be caught unaware, off guard. That's why I'm appreciative of people like, I'll just use his first name. Brother Bilal gave a good word on Sunday. And he talked about how he was in the military and how when it was time for them to take and have him, they wanted him to go and to basically kill off some of the Middle Eastern people in Afghanistan and in the war. Well, during Osama bin Laden time, that he said no, because of his spiritual beliefs. He said, no, I'm not doing, no, they ain't done nothing to me. Yeah, he turned into a real hood brother. He said so much so that there was many brothers, and I was so thankful that he shared it with me, because I said, oh, okay, I might can share this on Motivational Monday. And so he shared it when he said, and there was many other brothers, different ones, that some of them got to the point where they had T-shirts on saying that Bin Laden ain't done nothing wrong to me. In so many words, say, hey, that's y'all battle. In other words, they weren't stupid enough to try to take on or make. Let me pick a better word, because I know some don't educate themselves when they're in those type of positions. So let me not be that kind of harsh and say that they made sure they were informed. They didn't just take the military as a badge of honor. They paid attention to what was going on around them. And they said, we're not going. And so he goes to share how his family was a family that was so close-knitted to where they hid him out. They said, hey, so what you gonna do? He said, I'm coming home. And he went home. See, these are the type of truths that I like, because there's so many people to get before this platform. And there are a lot of y'all make you think that they was the greatest hero of them all up in the military. No, good well, they weren't. They hid in and stayed in trouble on purpose so that they wouldn't have to fight, so they wouldn't have to do nothing. But this brother was honest enough to admit And I'm saying it like this, so if there's any others that's doing it, stop it, y'all, stop it. It's easy to be found out one way or the other. They wouldn't know. He said, nah, I didn't come here for this. I didn't come here to just kill people for no reason, just because they're not from where I am. Y'all ain't gave us no valid reason why we have to do this. To get to the moral of the story, family, he said the family hid him out. But then he eventually decided that he did not want to be hiding out anymore. He didn't want to be on the run. So he turned himself in. And he said they treated him horribly. See, them the type of people that God blessed me to be around. I love being around real men and women that's honest about what they really truly have gone through, what really got them through the ranks, what really truly got them into their positions. And you see it with their families, because they have a beautiful wife, strong, beautiful wife, and beautiful children. He hasn't left, that I know of, a layer and plethora of women in despair. He's there working it out, making it happen with his family. That's what I honor. And that's what you should too. And he said they treated them like dirt. But it built character in them. Came back home, went, recruited brothers and sisters, and doing a mighty work for now 30 plus years now. And you can't tell that he been through what he been through. See, y'all, these are the things that'll pay off in the long run. Just like even with my auntie, she's had to bury 1, 2, 3, 4 of her children out of the 14 now. 4. But she's still going strong. Still going strong. She's in her 70s now. And I tell you, y'all, this is the type of strength, the real strength. This is a type of spiritual mindset and loyalty and commitment that we have to have no matter where you are in this world. And if you didn't get it right, just like, then that's the reason why I shared mine, so it wouldn't make it look like I had this perfect ride through. Oh, because she was always cute. Oh, she could always talk. She could always this. She could she's slim. That's why. Yeah, see, yeah, a lot of us really buy into this cover. And I tell people, no, don't do that. Learn how to read the book, not just the cover. And I know some of us stay so close because we fear. And I think there is some wisdom in that. Yeah, there is some wisdom in that. When I was into my study and I was young and stayed to myself, I stayed out of trouble. I didn't get into nothing. It wasn't until I had to get out in the opening and start seeing how many anacondas, just how many snakes. It was like, there's a little cute little one over there. Oh, look at her energy. Look how vivacious she is. Ooh, look how much she's very talented. We need her. I need about 100 of her. Let me put her into my pocket. Y'all, that's not no good place to be in. Don't let them fool you. To whom much is given, much is required. So I encourage any of y'all that have gone through that. Thank you, sisters. If that's been even a pinch of your experience, or if it's been that you don't feel like you have a lot to offer and don't nobody depend on you, then don't be weary in well doing. Find at least that one thing that you can do good that can contribute to the world. I don't care if it's just making socks. Yeah, I said it. Be the best sock maker you can be. I don't care if you just can't stand seeing trash on the corner. Go around to the neighborhoods. They make that your daily walking routine and pick up the trash. Get your stick. Be careful now, because a lot of stuff out here now, chemicals and everything, and needles, loose stuff. There's a whole lot of stuff out here today, so be careful. Get you some gloves. Go get you some dollar gloves and clean up your neighborhood if you need to. If you're not in a bad neighborhood and you got elders, go check on your elders. Check on your neighbors. You can do some good. Pick just, I don't care if it's just an hour for the day. Well, I can't do that. You live in Black in America now. Today you gotta put on your best attire. Ain't nobody that quick to come after. Come on, y'all. Can't make excuses. You never know who it is that I'll never forget when I was living in my home in my mansion, and I'm sitting up here. I'm hearing somebody. I heard a UPS drop. And so since we were always getting a lot of packages, that was the norm. But this time something said, there was a voice that said, go to the door and see what package is dropped off this time. So I went and I looked. So I said, open up the door and check the package. So I opened up the door and checked the package. I saw that it was a different name. I was like, wow. And I looked out, I went out, I looked, I tried to see, could I catch the witch call? And he was gone. So I said it there, but I knew, I said, he doesn't normally give us anybody else package like this. And it was just the vibe that I felt. And I said, I just feel like this is something really important. So I set it back down and I went to see if I could call the 1-800 number to see if maybe it was my neighbor. Well, within a few minutes, I hear somebody talking. Well, I'm looking, at this time I had a video on my camcorder. I had the video where I could see the doorbell. So I'm looking on my phone, and before I know it, I see this Caucasian older woman coming to my door. Now, and I'm like, who's this lady coming to the door? So I go to the door and I go and check the door, and I look. And I said, ma'am, yes, I'm trying to see. You got a package. Well, mind you, some said, look down. I look down. And there's a husband on all fours. Follow me now. But he's not on all fours because he's looking for nothing. He's on all fours because what came in the mail was for his arthritis and his condition. Now, mind you, at this time, I got everything that this person needs for their condition. But it led into him wanting to take and crawl back to the vehicle because he said that was his exercise. Y'all, you can't make this stuff up. He said, this is my exercise. I said, sir, I said, I'm a doctor and I worked in the nursing field. I said, could you please let me help you back up to your vehicle? And, oh, no, you're sweet. You're so sweet. He said, oh, no, you're sweet. No, you don't have to. He said, no, I need to walk back. I basically telling me he needed to crawl back. He said, oh, no, I've been doing this for a while. I need to crawl back. Now, I know some of my other sisters and brothers that's coming in. Y'all deep. Y'all, I already know what some of y'all heads go. But this is for those who've ever been broken down. Those who's ever been sick. Feeling like you just couldn't go no more. Like I've experienced. And so I looked and a tear came to my eye and I'm like, okay, sir. And I watch him crawl back and his wife already knew. They clearly been together for a long time and walked around to the car and let him go. And he took that cane, put that cane up and opened some type of way. He opened up that door and he lifted his whole body. And this man was at least about 6 feet tall. I said, oh my God. And he said, it was nice meeting you, Dr. Felicia. Thank you so much. Just as gracious. That turned into him telling me how he developed a water system. In the whole, he was the architect years ago of the whole sprinkler system. And how he was part of architecting the whole neighborhood years ago, back in the 60s. I said, wow. He goes on to tell me how he had to have this not just for him, but for his son that has epilepsy. And any of y'all know my story. You know my daughter had epilepsy. And so I Immediately I connected. And I said, what kind? Where does it come from? This turned into a beautiful exchange. And he said, oh, by the way, I said, and I offered, I did. I didn't focus on what his color was or anything. I just focused on the fact of his determination to get what he needed and to help himself up and to get himself back up. And the fact that he didn't even want to put that pressure even on his wife. And I said, wow, if all of us had that mentality, I know I did. When that drunk driver hit me, I couldn't rely on my mate at that time. It just had, everybody can't see you struggle. Let's just put it to you like that. Everybody can't see you struggle. But it taught me some things that sometimes, even when you're broken down, you still, somebody still want to pull the goodness out of you. Even if it's just out of fear that you ain't going to never get back up. And I have experienced that 3 times now in my life. 3 times. And I said, enough is enough. No, I will not claim being a victim. But yes, I have experienced being victimized. But catch this. I choose to be victorious. And you have to be too. You got to choose to be victorious no matter how much comes to weigh you down. No matter how many times somebody doubts your ability. A lot we don't even know that's in ourselves until you go through that test. And yeah, for those who's trying to make it worse than what it is, and just understand some people are assigned to you. And they will come to you as wolves in sheep clothing. And whether it be a woman or a man. But it's also through that. Would you had known that you could make it through it if you hadn't gone through it? Would you had known to appreciate the day if you had never, if you had only ever experienced being in the dark? Would you know to appreciate something soft if you had never experienced always feeling things as hard? Would you ever appreciate being up if you always been down? See, life is about opposites, finding that balance. That's what I'm learning. My 40-something years on this earth, I've learned that we have to learn balance. And even when you are a religious person, you even have to learn how to rightly divide that teaching that you have too. And only use that can be applied to you today, that makes you some earthly good today. All the rest, we gotta let it go. It's just sat there to cause more division. At the end of the day, I always say it, you all know it. I like using it because it's so true. When it's time for a fire to take place, just like the flood in Kenya, I saw that one coming. I shared that with my sister girl that y'all seen just come through Flossie. She's from Kenya. And I've met so many others since then. Not intentionally, they just came from there. And same thing, and she said, she makes fun of me sometimes. You say, you. This I ask y'all know Flossie, those who tuned in, this saw Flossie in my earliest time when I started back last March. For my little cooking show, there was a whole craziness going on, and it was a lot going on then, y'all. I didn't know what was going to be able to stay on or anything at that time, and I got attacked during that time, and so that's the reason why it just wasn't all that I needed it to be, but I knew not to give up because that still made a platform for her. Well, anywho, she would tell me, she said, you must be more, you work like us, you stay up like us. You, no, you're not from America. You Kenya. She would say that to me. And to this day, she says that to me. But I'm saying that to say that even in the midst of a flood, do you think that anybody that's flying in to rescue or to help, that they're stopping anyone and asking them, what do you believe in? You coming with a boat? You coming with a shovel? You coming to help them? Or do you think that them people worry about where you come from? Or do they care that you are a rescue team? They don't care. And we wouldn't either. I'm saying that to say because this is where we're all headed. The drought. We got a drought coming in California. We're already experiencing it. It's been going on for years now. They laughed, and I'm not for no particular party. There's a reason why they call it a party, because they sure having a party with us. But they laughed Al Gore out of the woodworks when he talked about global warming back in the 90s. Y'all remember? Because he was kind of dorky and corny. At least that's kind of how I kind of saw him. And I'm like, okay. But being in tune with nature from birth and from my ancestors, I knew that what the, can I call him the brother man from another man? No, I knew what the brother man from another man was saying it was true. Because I could tell it in nature as I'm looking around. And I'm watching the birds. I'm watching how the bees are flying away. I'm watching how the butterflies is late with coming. And I wasn't in no impoverished area at the time. So I'm sitting there, I'm watching, I'm paying attention to everything around me. And I said it to a few people. I said they need to be very, very careful. What this man is saying is going to take place. And here we are 20-something years later. How many places in California, different parts of the world, have had to move the people further into the center of America? How many, as of, I checked my last stat, as of 2022, the number of passports have increased 50%. Never been this many people flying in and out and all over the country, like ever, since America been called America, according to their records. Let me say that. Never had been a time. And never had been a time that we know of. Well, there have been several times through history that they imported immigrants, is what they call them, and other people from all nationalities, how America has been formulated, or the corporation called America has come about. For those of you all that already know, I don't need to go into no deep depths about it, but just I give just enough so you all to know that I am informed. There's always been a time that they brought in a new flood of people to come, where it seems when they have worn out or when they've got tired of another culture of people or another nationality of people. And that people would be what we call quote unquote Black Americans. Because you really can't use the term African Americans, because there's all nationalities in Africa as well. So anybody from the actual continent of Africa is considered an African. So gotta be careful with that too. So I'm saying that to say that we're getting back to it, you all. So I need for us all to be encouraged. I'm not gonna keep being before you all any longer. I came here for what? At 4, it's going on 6. You got good 2 hours. I prayed something that I said. But imagine you all store up on your stuff. I want to still encourage you all to store up on your dry beans, grind them, make them into little pudding pops, whatever you got to do. Not pudding pops, so make them into little powders rather, and put them in y'all containers and save your beans, save the fruit, store up where you can. The water, get you some good water filter systems is what I'm led to share with you all too on this Motivational Monday. Get what you can. If you can get 3 month supply, I've been saying this for the last couple of years, then do so, because it still will be something that you're able to barter with. Y'all, let's learn from COVID and how everybody ran out of tissue, and they said, no, get your white towels set now. Go to dollar store, wherever you got to go. Don't throw away your nice little dollar white t-shirts. If you go in there, get them, make something out of them. See, start stacking up now. Put them aside in a box somewhere, over in the corner somewhere. Some that can afford a storage and get a storage, but I don't really recommend that, because when these times come and these type of crises hit us, ain't nobody finna be open up no storage for you. Think about it. Am I saying place fear? No, I'm saying be ready so you don't have to get ready. That's what I'm saying. And I say that from a place of love, because nobody, no country, no continent is out of the woodworks. None. I've been saying this for a while now. None. There's no people better than no other people. Yes, the crime rate may be a little different in certain areas, but everybody got their own sins and their own demonic forces that they have to deal with. None. I don't care how much we try to make us, especially those of us of the original woman and black man, we are everywhere. Everywhere. We're everywhere. And so you cannot, no, we'll never be gotten rid of until they get rid of this whole earth. And then you still got other planets to have to deal with. A whole nother story. Got other planets to deal with now. Y'all, this thing can go deep, y'all. But so, hey, we can't do nothing but stay motivated to do what we have to do for today that will make a difference for tomorrow. And to set a good example for our next generation of what it is that we can do. Start wherever you can. Help wherever you can. But ask and pray to God lead and guide you and direct your path. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. Sister LaShawn, I want to say you all say a special prayer for Sister LaShawn. Sister LaShawn, I'm not going to share unless you well, let me read. He says, "You are better than me," because that would have been blank conversation. Yes, it's a set time for it. I'll save some of my other testimonials for when I do my segments on relationships and other things, and it will most definitely be used. I believe that I'll be able to use it more wisely and just to help our sisters and our brothers, because I don't believe that I go through anything just for myself, and you all shouldn't either. If you want that helps, believe in helping people, and you don't want to see people struggle or to suffer from the things that you suffer from, whether you are the cause of it or not, whether you're the victim or whether you're the one that appear to be victorious, whatever the case is, and just know that it's important. I do believe in the scripture that says that we overcome by one another's testimony, meaning that it gives us encouragement to hear that someone had been through something that you didn't know that they've gone through. And that inspires you to be that helps to inspire you and give you hope, and in prayer, that if I can make it, then so can you. And it's just so much. It's so much that I have not shared with you all. So it doesn't take anything away from me. But as long as it's helping to give life and encouragement to you all, that's all that really matters. That's what I understand teaching and ministering and helping people to be, because it was just so easy to get a misunderstanding when we see people come before us dressed up and smooth face, or get your hair done and all this done. I know the strong illusion that this country and other places, this World Wide Web is placing before us and causing us to really, really be envious and jealous in places and that you really shouldn't be, because you can't want, like I've told people, no, you don't. I will say this on this there. That I'm a fighter and already healed. Hey, I like that. She said I'm a fighter and already healed. Yes, you are, sis. That's what I'm talking about. Love to hear that. Yeah. Oh my God. Yes, I received that, and I'm with you on that, sister. And here all the way. Um, Oh, you shared it already. See, I wanted to give you the chance. You all, the prayers for Sister LaShawn. She is already showing her warriorhood. She has been diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer. I wasn't going to share it unless you did. So you all say special prayers. She's been supporting and following us for the last couple of years, and that goes onto my heart. She knows that I am here for her. And this is what I was mostly concerned with. Not with losing homes and separations, but the effects that these things have when we take breaks, or if there's someone that God is using to draw near to you, and because of the flesh and selfishness and narcissism and all these other strange corrupt spirits and greed and so much more that affects, it has a ripple effect on how others may be learning and trying to get counsel. And here it is, you do a block and then before you know it, because I felt that comment. I felt it, and I'm not sad about it. I'm just thankful that I hear your spirit of encouragement and how much you're willing to move forward. But I know all these things play a factor of you coming before the people in a positive manner, and then you're coming to help. See, I'm not one that's ever been able to be in the oldest child, ever felt like I could shuck a responsibility and feel like I could parade around like every la 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 la, or like I'm the great, or like I'm the great I am. Some people feel that way because the confidence and the things that they see it in me, because they see what they're seeing is just me being thankful to be able to be alive and walk through, and that exuberates confidence to a lot of people. But on the flip side of that, there are some that they actually think that means that you haven't gone through anything. And now I'm always baffled by that just because you're able to smile or just because you're able to be nice to someone and be cordial, that means that you have not gone through anything. I'm still baffled to this day. And come next month, I'll be 49 years young, and I'm still baffled to this day that it is people that actually think that if you're a nice person, or if you don't look like what you've been through, that you have you've gone through nothing. And I'm like, oh wow, that still exists. No, no, it's that some of us, when I'll say most of us, as they say, when you are Jewel, you gotta know when you're Jill. I'm a Jill. Can I say that? And I don't mean that in a boastful kind of way. I mean that in I know it kind of way. Can I say it like that? I'm a Jill. God made me a gem. And if you bury a gem, it's only a matter of time for somebody to come through that's looking for the gem, that they're going to uncover the sparkling gem. It's only a matter of time. This is my birthstone. It's only a matter of time. And so I'm just thankful that I was able to be found. And that somebody said, hey, hold on. Where is Dr. Felicia at? Where's Sister Girl at? Let me find. We know you kind of trying to bury her. We know you're trying to hide her. We feel like it's something else going on here. So I give much love and respect to my sisters that got eyesight, that can see beyond what the trickery and what the manipulation of this World Wide Web can put out here at times, all just to save face or to save business or to make it seem like you are saved. Can I put it like that? So no, sister, got you. You already know whatever it is that I can do to help. But we're asking you all to keep her in your prayers. Stage 2 cancer can be reversed. I think I can say that without getting locked up. But yes, it can be reversed. It have been. I've already worked with several women that have reversed their cancer. Just make sure that you all get around those who are supportive of you, that's not going to mock you when it's time for you to go through your healing crisis, because that's all that it is. You just got to go through it and that process. And she has a will to live. So your prayers will be heard and it won't be too hard. Send out encouraging words when you all can to it is what I would like to encourage us and motivate us to do more of. Sisters, we shouldn't have to be a part of a sorority or a part of your clique for you to say, sister, I'm praying for you. Or sister, if there's anything that I can do that can help you, please let me know. Now, hey, I'm the first one that's gonna do that, because I got all our different women's all around me, doctors, nurses, sorority women, all different kinds. And most of all of them do. A lot of times I get it a lot where a lot of them feel like, oh, you must be an alpha woman. I know I'm first. I am a firstborn, but I prescribe to no titles. No title that can be taken and used in a means to belittle anyone in the sense of, and I know we all got the saying queen and all that, and that's different. because see, you can choose to be a good queen that rules over the people in a fair manner, like the one that's in Ghana. You know, you could choose to to actually make a really good difference as a queen. But to say me alpha, just a lot of times they throw that out there just to mean that you just gotta be in control of everything, and that's not me. I'm a team player. I'm a team player. I truly believe that the team works. The teamwork make the dream work. I still believe in that. And the adversary wanted to take that away from me, but it hasn't gone anywhere. But sometimes you do got to travel this road just a little bit by yourself. Sometimes you might have to carry, you may have to travel it with it just being you, just for you to learn the lessons in life that you have. And I'm a firm believer of that too. And so when you're going through this, sister, I know you already know there's so many. My new name is Tyson. Ah, I like it. She said my new name is Tyson. Hey there, Sister Jeanette, it's good to see you. She said my new name is Tyson. Oh wow, that's what I'm talking about. Well, guess what? I have a brother that when you get healed from that, sister, I'm sure she would. He knows Mike Tyson personally, and he's a big brother of mine. Him and his sister, by the name of Arthur Roy Johnson, and he got his new channel up now, where he's doing interviews with all of different ones with all of athletes and different ones he's doing, and he's going to be asking really good hard questions. He's a pastor now. He just got ordained to be a pastor as well. But I just know them for just being good-hearted people that give back to the inner city kids. They give them a safe place to come. They teach our boys how to protect themselves, but teach them a whole lot about marriage and family and community, and they encourage them to be the best that they can be. I witnessed this firsthand. I've even paid for some of the children to attend, even my own daughter to attend, because I trust them so much because of the heart that they have. So I may be sharing here. I'll be sharing that link on my Facebook page. When I learn how to do it on YouTube, I'll be sharing that with you guys so y'all can follow him. But yes, Evangelist Holyfield, he fought with some of the greats, and he was a lightweight boxer. So it's something that you put that out there. Say yes, and I do. I support the youth sometimes when they doing whatever it is that they doing to help keep them encouraged. I look forward to going to some of those matches if I have to. No, I'm not a die-hard fan. No, because that's the hard part of me. I don't want to see none of our children or young men, affected like what happened with Muhammad Ali after so many years of taking blows. I don't believe in us doing anything that's going to harm our bodies in the long run or short run. However, I do fully understand how it can help to develop the skills of them having something to concentrate on versus going out there jumping on or beating up somebody else. It gives them a structured place, and they're able to still be trained and taught how to control their temper, how to take up for themselves if they have to be or experience being bullied, because the time may come, especially for our young Black men. Okay. And so I just wanted to throw that out there. So I'm glad that you mentioned that. I know you're saying that, and it's a beautiful thing to see you, Sister Jeanette. I am about to close out now, you all. Don't forget, send those special prayers to those who want to donate. And if you want consultation, personal consultation, remember you can call into the 618 number 388-8100. And donations are still sent through the Cash App. Cash App Dr. Chef FN Jordan is still the same. I'm going to put that in there before I leave out. And there was some that still asked me if I still had colon cleanse. Yes, I still have colon cleanse, 21 to 30 days, $40 for 2 bags. You all colon cleanse. I still have moringa that would be in the same type of bag as well. And I still have do I still have any more mental boosts? I'm almost out of all mental boosts, but one thing I know for sure is that I know if I had it all in, different ones to be ordering, but I know there's plenty of different ones out here now that's doing it, so I don't feel so bad, because I know you all know how to get what it is that you need. For those of you all that's asking a question, I am still waiting on for a little bit more in the donation to get the liquid vitamin D3 in. That's the best of the best. And for heart health with omega-3 and vitamin D3 supplement together. And this is a vegan kind. I am using it and it is working very, very well. I'm now approaching past my 2 weeks now. And so after that 30-day mark, I'm believing that I'll have things up again, and then I'll be able to get these tests and these up. Thank you, Sister Jamaica, for her support when she comes in, for her sending in donation to help me with this as well. But we still need, I still need at least one more person. And so I'm waiting because I asked for the right person, not just anybody. Because as you all can imagine, I have a lot of people saying that they want to help and they want to do this and want to do that. But a lot of times, because of what I have experienced within these past few years, I am proceeding with caution. That's all it is, you all. It's nothing else. I'm just proceeding with caution. There's no fear, but I'm paying attention to wordplay. I'm paying attention to the intentions and motives of those who claim to want to invest in me. I'm paying attention to who may try and take advantage and place more on me, like their whole committee on me, trying to take away from time that I have for you all. I'm paying attention to everything now. And that's what I mean by, even though Satan may have meant for since COVID to be so trying and so tough for me, hey, God turned it around for my good, because it made me have to it literally forced me to have to use more of my spirit of discernment in order to know better so that I could do better. That makes sense? See, don't you? I'm always use myself most of the time as that example, because I don't know nobody else's story better than I know my own. Now, when you tell yours and it's victorious and you coming out of it, I want to support you in yours as well. All right. And hey, and it ain't going to be just a story. It's going to be the truth. It's going to be the story of my life. And so I know that once I know that I have to get into a place to where I'm willing to share, be that kind of vulnerable, because it takes a lot of vulnerability, no matter where you are in life, to share things that you know would truly, truly encourage others. And yeah, a lot of people don't like to even show that either, and that's fine, but that's not for me. That's not for me. If it hurt, I'm gonna tell you it hurt. Oh yeah, it hurt. Oh yeah. I was like, if it made me feel like not want to be here no more, I'm gonna tell you, yeah, oh yeah, it made me not feel like I don't want to be here no more. Yes. If I tell you that, oh, it made me not want to do marriage no more, it made me not want to trust a relationship, I'm gonna tell you, it made me not want to no more. It made me want to just let just work and go back into what I was doing before I turned 22. Hey, they go back, because there's always plenty of work to be done. Always. It's not fear, it's focus on that really, truly, truly helps and matters. And so that's where I'm at. You also don't guard your heart, guard your mind, and guard your spirit, but allow it to be free to those who God bring into your life to help you to be the best you can be. And that's there to help your family and the community, okay? Just know I love you all. You all take care of yourself. Yes, please watch the replay. You all don't forget to like and share. I know it's a lot of people that's tuned in now, but please like and share. That helps a lot, so that when I get glitches like I did today, where even though I prepped in advance this time, thinking it was going to go well, it didn't. I had to still turn right back around and put it hurry up and put it back in there. And I was like, oh my God, it's 4:05. I said, let me put it back in there. Had to go through that. So, all right, just remember, y'all know my saying, be healthy more in 2024. Peace, love, and good health for the rest of the week. And tune in for this time, Wednesday, God's will. Wednesday, between 4 and 5 p.m., I will most definitely be tuning back in again for Central Standard Time for our Wellness Wednesday. Heart, mind, spirit has been guarded. Thank you, Dr. Felicia. Thank you also, and Sister Dorothy. I love you too, Dr. Shell. Peace and blessing. Thank you all so much. I surely appreciate it. All right. You all have a blessed weekend. Be safe. You all be safe. Be watchful. Be prayerful. Okay? Take care of yourself.